Alexa, louder. Oh, did this thing? And we're gonna get some people to get some comments on there, so that. All right, so I think we're live, but right now I'm only seeing you on the screen, which is fine. Nobody needs to see my ugly mug. And there's a little bit of music in the background just to hype some stuff up. So it's 9:01. If you guys are on the webinar, just do me a favor and just comment that you hear me okay, or just say hi, give me some type of comment. I'm gonna start a video party. One second, guys, we'll get started. It's 9:01. I'm gonna sit tight till about 9:04. I got Queen playing in the background, so if you see me break out in a dance, don't get scared.
I would love to see that.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you guys, we'll get started. It's 9:01. I'm gonna sit tight till about 9:04. You know what? I'm gonna shut this. I got Queen playing in the background, so if you see me break out down, just because I'm hearing my own self speak. Okay.
All right.
Okay, cool. 9:02.
Yeah, we'll give people 2 more minutes to try to join in.
Are you ready? Hey, are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? I need a break. Are you ready? Hey, are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat?
So when did you start learning Facebook advertising? Alexa, lower.
Actually, just about a year ago. In August was about my year anniversary. So I'm
Alexa,
about
lower.
a year and a month in.
Wow, man. So, and before we get into it, how did you learn? Was it just trial and error, or were you, because I know that I was going to a lot of conferences, I was paying for masterminds, I was doing the webinars. How was it that you ended up like learning this stuff?
Yeah, it was a mixture of trial and error, and then connecting with the right people that were already in the space, that were already doing good. I've just gone ahead and tried to perfect the process as much as I can. And it really is just the experience that I have gotten with doing all these ads to see what's working, what's not, what can I improve to make it what it is now.
Okay.
Because I'm sure you know that like a lot with Facebook ads right now, the bigger problem is going ahead and getting, or a problem that I'm going to mention in this presentation is that a lot of the information that Facebook has is outdated information. So when people create their accounts, they use an old phone number, an old email, something like that. And so just to give you a little insight, when I create my ads, something that I did is instead of pulling that information that Facebook has, I go ahead and basically create a short answer so people go ahead and input that information.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So instead of Facebook pulling it directly, they're going ahead and putting their updated phone number, their cell phone number, whichever number they want to get contacted on, instead of using the number that they used to sign up with Facebook. That could be 10 years old.
Okay, so it's 9:04 now. You might be going into some stuff that is over our heads. So here's what I've learned, and I'm sure that you've learned working with a lot of real estate agents. Most real estate agents, 9:04, we're just going to get it started now. Hopefully we've had enough people that have logged in. If you have logged in, you guys, I'm going to be checking this stuff out, and I'm going to try to monitor the comments. I'm just getting some background noise as I have it up. So you'll just have to bear with me. But a lot of real estate agents, and correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, they're very tech averse. Like they don't want to use tech. So, and especially newer people, I'm seeing that the newer people, they get their real estate license or they get into the profession and then they're like, I did this work, I got my license, and now you're telling me that I have to learn even more. And so it's very difficult for them to come in and say, you know, now I need to learn this new form of marketing or this new form of advertising. So, so some of the stuff that you're going to cover or that you were talking about might go over their heads. So I need you to talk to me like I'm a third grader and like just break it down for me as simple as possible on how it works and on how, if I don't get this, how I might benefit just by working with you and letting you handle this stuff for me. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to go ahead and cover everything to specifics in the simplest terms, non-technical terms that I can use.
Cool.
And of course, how I mentioned in the previous interview, I'm going to go ahead and provide everybody with all the content that has to go on the ads. And then of course, everybody's going to have access to my email address, and you guys can send me questions there.
Cool. All right. I'll tell you what, I'll let you take it away. I know you got a great presentation, so I'm going to let you run with it. And I'll be monitoring the comments that people have on the Facebook screen, so that way later on I can pose those questions to you.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right, cool.
All right.
It's all yours.
Thank you, Paul. Alrighty, so let's get started. So as we mentioned, I'm going to be going over how to use Facebook so that you don't have to think about where your next escrow is coming from. And I really mean that. Facebook is a powerful tool for marketing, and it's it's something that is worth spending the time learning, because it can really benefit you. So these campaigns that I make are on a $11 per day budget, and it's giving other agents around 80 leads every single month. So if you only close one lead that first month, those 79 are going to roll over to the next one, and you're going to get an 80 more. So as you can see, every single month, if you're getting around 80 leads, your pipeline's going to be full fast, and you're going to have some work to do, and as well as getting a lot more money. So what I'm going to show you is these campaigns, and these campaigns, you can start setting them up today after this presentation. After you send me an email and I send you all the information, you get them up today, and you could literally start getting leads today, as long as Facebook approves your ad. So we're going to go over a little outline. The first thing we're going to be going over is creating the Facebook pages. This is very important. It's not just a simple Facebook page. I do this very specific, and it has to be followed to the T. Everything that I'm going to be describing has to be followed to the T. It's already something that works, so don't try changing any of the wording, any of the techniques, because it's already something that works. If you want to experiment, don't expect for it to work out the gates. This is something that works out the gates, has already given other realtors results. So just stick with this for right now. After we create the Facebook pages, we're going to go ahead and create the video. This video is just a compilation of pictures, and that's going to be used for the ad. So when you're on Facebook, when people are on Facebook scrolling through their Facebook, they're going to see this video, and that's what's going to grab their attention. After we create the video, we're going to go ahead and talk about chatbots. Chatbots are basically like a robot answering these leads on Facebook's platform. So that way, if you are busy, if you are sleeping, you couldn't go ahead and contact that lead right then and there, the chatbot will go ahead and take care of it. And then after we talk about the chatbots, we're going to go ahead and do some magic, and that's creating the ad. This is where we're going to go ahead and get into Facebook's platform and really put everything together. Once that is done, we're going to go ahead and talk about automation. What I mean by automation is going ahead and trying to eliminate yourself from the process as much as possible. So trying to eliminate your process from the follow-up process, from inputting the leads into your CRM or wherever you're keeping those leads, and really just giving you more time to focus on other stuff, to be with your family, and only interact with the hotter leads. Okay, and so for the Facebook page, this is what I mentioned, that it has to be really niche and really specific. So for example, in this one here, this Facebook page, this is a home buyer page, and the layout that I have for the home buyer pages is people and places of whatever city you serve. So if you serve Pasadena, it would be people and places of Pasadena. This is done to be very specific with the audience that you're targeting, only because the age group that are going ahead and seeing these ads they think that everything online is a scam. And so if you make it seem more personal, more in their neighborhood, they're going to go ahead and sort of lower their guard when they see that it's something that's running in their community. The only thing you have to do is create this Facebook page, and in the About section where it describes the page, you have to tap the Get Started button below to get your list of homes with arrows pointing down. This is done so that when people opt into the chatbot, which is going to go ahead and give them the information that we're going to be giving them, the list of homes, if the initial message doesn't pop up, this message right here will pop up. So if that didn't make sense, don't worry about it. Just go directly to the About page after you finish creating your page. Go on Edit Info and then paste this here. That's all that has to be done. Any questions there, Paul? Good right now?
Yeah, I'm just gonna. So as you're going through it, I'm making my notes so that I can ask some questions. I haven't seen any questions on the Facebook Live feed yet. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and pose them in the chat, and then I'll make sure that I ask them as we go through it. I don't want to bog us down with like answering all the questions. I just want to let you get through it, and then we'll do the Q&A. All
right. So now we're going to be going over creating the videos. So the video is just going to be pictures of the homes in that area that you are going ahead and serving. So we're going to stick with Pasadena for the sake of this presentation. So I'm going to hop over onto Zillow.com, and I'm going to type in Pasadena, California. And of course, it doesn't have to be Pasadena. It just has to be the area that you're serving. Once you're here, you're going to go ahead and view only the homes that have been sold. And we're going to go to more. We only want to see the ones in the past 90 days. And then this is going to be the homes. You're going to find the median value. So let's say the median value of the homes in Pasadena is around 800,000. If the median value is 800,000, we're going to take off 100,000. And so now we're going to only search up the homes that are worth 700,000. And the reason we're doing this is because these homes are the ones that we're going to be giving the list of homes. These are the type of homes that the people are going to be receiving in their list. So when the buyers, what a buyer lead is, I should explain that. What a buyer lead is somebody that shows interest in purchasing a home by visiting certain websites and want a certain list of homes in that area. So for this area, it's Pasadena, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of these pictures here. So we'll basically click on some of these pictures. Probably get I think this is an apartment. We'll try to find the nicest homes. So I'm guessing the median price range is not around what I had initially put in. But for example, we'll take this picture here. So we click on the picture, we left click, and then we save the image. And we're gonna do that for 10 homes. We're gonna grab 10 homes that were sold in the past 90 days around that median price range. Maybe if I bump it up to 800,000. And then
you might have to go to like 1.5 million, man.
1.5?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, these are, so yeah, like, well, I'll take this picture here. I'll take this picture here, this one here, and we'll go ahead and go through the list up to 10 of them. Once we go ahead and grab those 10, we're going to save those for later. I'll go ahead and jump into actually creating the video on Facebook's platform. It's going to be very easy. So just grab 10 pictures and then save them for later. Now we're going to talk about the chatbot. So for the chatbot, What we need is a link to your MLS with a specific homes list. That homes list is just going to be under a certain price range. So let's say Pasadena right now is at 1.5 million. What we're going to go ahead and do is grab a 1.4 million list of homes, and all we need is around 7 to 10 homes. So once it gives you 7 to 10 homes, you're going to go ahead and export that link where people could go ahead and click on it to view. So all you have to do there is go onto your MLS, do a residential search. Once you go into that residential search, all you have to do is filter by the area that you serve, so Pasadena, and then the home price, which is under 1.4 million. And then you go and see the results. You click on the top left checkbox that lets you choose all of the homes, and then you email that one to yourself, so you could get that link. The reason we need this link is because we're going to be using it in the chat bot. When people go ahead and give you their information on Facebook, they're going to be placed into that chat bot, and in that chat bot, they're going to be able to click on the link directly from Facebook. So that you're not going to be sending them an email and nothing like that. So once you go ahead and do that, you're going to sign up for ManyChat.com. Sorry about that. And then you're going to download the home buyer template. So once you send me an email, I'm going to go ahead and send you the link to download the chatbot after you create your account with ManyChat. These are all step by step. So first you have to create the Facebook page. After you create the Facebook page, you create your ManyChat account. Without the Facebook page, you can't create your ManyChat account. So once you have your ManyChat account set up, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a link, a template. I'll go ahead and show you the template that I use for every single home buyer campaign. And it's this template here. It's a home list.
Hey, Steve, can you go to use the basic builder?
Yeah, you got it.
Only because I'm thinking that flow, that map might throw some people off. And so at least this way, it kind of resembles what the phone is going to look like. And they'll understand, like, okay, so somebody sees this ad on Facebook. We already know that 50 to 60% of them are going to see it on their mobile device, maybe even more. And so it's going to kind of resemble what you have on the screen right now, the minute they click on the ad. And they also, I want them to understand, because I know how good you are at this. I want them to understand that the minute they click on the ad, it sends them to Messenger, right? It's not a landing page. They're going directly to Messenger. So they need to understand that they click the ad and then it converts them into a lead that you are now communicating with through Facebook Messenger, or in this case, through the ManyChat add-on.
Correct. Yes. So once they go ahead and input their information, which is their name, phone number, email, all of that stuff. After that, they get sent directly to this chatbot, and this chatbot is where they're going to be able to get the list of homes. So I'm going to provide you guys with this chatbot. You are going to have to change out some things, such as my name. You're going to have to replace your link of the custom homes here. So all you have to do is click on it, scroll over to I think I'm zoomed in. Scroll over to this side. Or actually, this is the initial message. So all you have to do is change here is the name, your broker, and then here you change the price range. So if it was under if it was 1.4 million, you're gonna go ahead and put 1.4 million here. And then after every change, I'll do it here, 1.4 million. And then after that, you just press done. Once that's done, this is your guide here. You're gonna click on this one, and you're gonna change the price range here. You're going to change the area here, the price range here, and all you have to do that is just click on it, change it here, and then the link to your list of homes is going to go here. And again, you get that link just by exporting it from your MLS. So we're done here on this slide. And then down here, you're going to put in your name, your phone number here, your name here, and then your phone number here. That way, if the lead wants to go ahead and give you a call right then and there, they can. And so this one here, you're going to go ahead and change your phone number, the name, and then the phone number once again. So I would suggest passing on this chatbot to a family member, somebody that could go ahead and review it for you once you go ahead and actually make the changes. Because there's been times where I myself make a mistake and forget to change a number or the area. So again, here it's the number, the area, the number, the link to the MLS, and that's it. That right there is the last one. This home buyer guide is one that you could just leave here. This is a home buyer guide that I created, and you could just leave it there. If you want to remove it, all you have to do is press delete here. And you're gonna have to remove it here, in the initial message here, remove both, and then this one here. So once that's done, once you go ahead and import your chatbot, you make the changes. And to make the changes, I'll show you how it looks like. So once you're on your dashboard, after you click on the link that I send you, that's all you have to do, literally click on the link and then just click the page that you want to import it to and take it from there. That's all you have to do. Once once you've completed that step, you click on growth tools here. You click on the home list, buyer guide, no lender, then click on edit, and it'll take you to this page here. And this is where you're gonna be able to make all the edits. That's it. Once that's done, you click publish, and for now, that's all we have to worry about. And now we're gonna go and move on to creating the ad. So when you create the ad, you're on your business.facebook, your ads manager. And on your ads manager, you're gonna create a new ad. On that new ad, you have to make sure that you click on it's a special ad category. So I'll go ahead and jump onto the ads manager. It's right here. So you create a new campaign and then you click here. And we have to do this. If not, you can get your ad account banned by Facebook. Then click on this drop-down menu and click on housing. And I'm gonna stress this, you really have to make sure that you click on this little checkbox here, because if not, you can and will get your ad account banned. And Facebook is really hard to get your ad account back if they do allow that. And after you go ahead and do that, you're gonna go ahead and click on lead generation. That's the objective that we wanna do. We want to go ahead and bring in leads. So we're gonna tell Facebook, hey, we wanna bring in leads. Let's go ahead and click here so that they optimize their campaigns to bring in leads, people that are most likely to go ahead and fill out the forms, the questionnaire to give us the information of those leads. We're gonna click on continue. And then this is where the PDF that I will send you guys is gonna come in handy. All of this here, I'm gonna be sending to you guys. So let me show you, here it is. So we're gonna go into the ad set. The ad set is the first part here. You see this on the side, it says an ad set. This is, we're gonna go ahead and put in all of this information. So for the location targeting, we're gonna put the city plus 15 miles. Actually, you're gonna click on your page here, whichever page that you created, and then you're gonna accept the terms. Right now, I've already accepted the terms, but before you create the ad, make sure that you accept the terms. Once you have your Facebook page chosen, you're gonna scroll down, and let's say that we want to run this ad in Pasadena, California. And then it's gonna default to 15 miles. We can't make it any smaller, but we can make it bigger. For right now, we have to leave it at 15 miles only because Facebook restricts us from going more niche. But that's fine. Also, with this targeting here, make sure that you click on this box here and click on people who live in this location. We don't want everyone in this location because we might be getting people that are from other areas that are just visiting town, anything like that. So we're gonna go ahead and click on people who live in this location. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and follow the document here so to guide you guys through it. For the interest targeting, this is basically Facebook letting us choose what type of people we want to target. So people that have shown an interest in homes.com, a mortgage calculator, mortgage loans, realtor.com, Trulia, Zillow, and first time buyers. And I'll go ahead and show you guys where we can do that. Here we go. So it's going to be right below the locations, right here, detailed targeting. So I'm going to go ahead and type in Zillow and make sure it says interests here. Zillow, realtor.com. Not pro, we want to click on the first one. Trulia, mortgage, loans, mortgage loan calculator. Mortgage calculator, sorry about that. And then I believe there was one more, first time buyer. And these are the only ones we need. This is all we need here. Once we're done here, we're going to scroll down. We're going to edit placements. The reason we want to edit placements, this is a placement for the advertisement. So on Facebook, you have different places to advertise. You can do it on the main feed. Sometimes you get them on the sidebar on the desktop. Sometimes you get them while you're viewing stories. The only thing that we want here is the Facebook news feed. So we're gonna go ahead and go down all of these and uncheck these. We don't want them anywhere else but the Facebook news feed. And this is something that I've tested and tested, not just in this niche, but in many others. So make sure that you stick exactly with this one. We're not gonna be doing Instagram, just Facebook. Then we're gonna scroll down, and this is where we're gonna be able to put our daily budget. So our daily budget is gonna be $11, and this is how we're gonna be able to expect around those 80 leads every single month. Once we put $11 here, that's it. We don't have to worry about anything else. We're gonna click on next. Sorry. We're gonna click on continue. And here, we wanna make sure that this single image or video is clicked. Remember, we got those 10 pictures. This is how we're gonna be able to create that video. So here, what we want to do is create a slideshow. So under media, we're gonna create a slideshow. We're gonna create a slideshow. Click on continue. The one that it presets is fine. And then we're gonna put the image duration to 2 seconds each. The transition is none, and the aspect ratio is 1:1. And then this is where you go ahead and add the photos. So all of those 10 photos, you're gonna add them one by one. And once you go ahead and add these photos, all you have to do is create slideshow, click on create slideshow, and that's it, it'll be done. It's very straightforward, don't overthink it. It's literally just upload the pictures one by one and then click on create slideshow. Once that's done, it'll pop up here. And then we're gonna scroll down. This is gonna be the meat of the ad. This is the steak. This is where we're gonna be able to go ahead and grab people's attention. So for the primary text, all we have to do is go ahead and copy this. And remember, I'm giving you this so there's you don't have to write it down. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys all of this. So you're gonna copy, paste it, and all we have to do is go in and change what needs to be changed. So Pasadena, in the Pasadena area, under 1.4 million. And that's about it. So here we're done with the primary text. Now we're gonna go down to the headline. On the headline, we are going to copy and paste this part here. And then change the price as well. And then the only thing after that, all we have to do is click this here, your call to action. We're gonna change it from sign up to learn more, because a lot of people don't like to sign up for things. That's too upfront. So we're gonna click on learn more. A lot of people are curious. So learn more is more friendly and more inviting for them to go ahead and click on that to give us the information. From there, what we're gonna do is create a new form. And you can name it whatever you would like to name it. So let's say Pasadena Buyer Campaign. We want a more volume. And then on the intro, we don't want it. So we're gonna click off. On the questions, let's delete these. So to delete them, you just click it, then delete. We're gonna leave the email. And the other questions that we want is their name. So for the when we want to add a question, we click on add a new question. We're gonna go to user information. Then you can put either their full name or their first and last. I usually do first, and then I also put last. And the first name and the last name are the first questions. So I'm gonna drag email down here. What we wanna do is create the questions in this exact layout from the information they're most likely to provide to the information that they're least likely to provide. After we put email, we're gonna add a new question, and we're gonna click on short answer right here. On short answer, we're gonna put phone number, whoops. And that there is done. So make sure that when you add this question, it is a short answer. It says short answer here. What you don't want to do is go to contact fields and then put phone number. Make sure that you go down to short answer and then type in phone number. And the reason I do that is to get their best number to give them a call. Because if you were to go ahead and put contact fields phone number, it pulls that information. Facebook pulls that information directly from their Facebook profile. If you put short answer, they're the ones typing it in. So they're most likely to give you the phone number that they're actually going to be able to get reached at. And then the last thing we have to do is create another short answer. And that question is going to be, whoops. Basically, it's going to be able to filter out which people are going to be hotter than the regular ones. So copy this here. And the question is, would you be interested in receiving a list of homes with your desired price, bedrooms, and bathrooms? And here, after they, whoops, it's actually a multiple choice question. This is so that when people reply yes or no, you know which ones are hotter than usual. most likely the ones that reply no are the ones that are going to not be as hot as the ones that reply yes. So for the answers, you're going to type in yes, and then you're going to click enter, and then no, and you're going to click enter. Once we do that, we're almost done. Just hang in there. We're going to go on. We need a link to a privacy policy. And this is one, it doesn't have to be your website. It just has to be one that you abide by. So I usually use the Keller Williams one. So www.kellerwilliams.com. This one's fine. Sometimes if you link to a privacy policy that Facebook doesn't like, they can go ahead and ban your account just from that, shut down your account. So I haven't had any trouble with Keller Williams. So this one is safe to go. We're not going to add a custom disclaimer. We're going to go head over to the thank you screen. And then we're going to go ahead and copy and paste. Actually, I didn't bring it on here, so I'll go ahead and type it out. So here you're going to put wait in capital letters. You're almost done. And then that's the headline. For the description, you're going to put click on the blue and button are all capitalized to get your list of homes in Pasadena. And then we're done here. And then for this button, we're going to go ahead and leave that as view website. And here on the button text, we're going to put list of homes in Pasadena. And then we're done here. For the website link, this is where we're going to have to go back into our ManyChat account, the chatbot, and grab the link. So to do that, we're going to go to Growth Tools. We're going to click on the template that we imported. Once here, instead of going to Edit, we're going to go to Setup. We're going to copy this one to the clipboard. After we copy that to the clipboard, we go to the website link and we paste it there. And then we click Finish. After that's done, you get put back into this screen here. And all you have to do is scroll down. For the Facebook pixel, you don't have to have it on there. We're going to scroll down and click Confirm. Once you click Confirm, it's going to basically put your ad in review for Facebook. So Facebook's going to go ahead and review your ad, make sure that it's not violating any policies, and then go ahead and put it live. It'll notify you if it goes live or if there's something wrong with it. If you follow the exact steps that I did throughout this whole presentation, you're not going to have a problem with it. I guarantee that. But the steps have to be followed to the T. So don't try changing the wording on the ad, because even a couple of words that you change can go ahead and make it not get approved. So I don't want this ad to get approved, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. And now, lastly, we're going to go ahead and talk about Zapier. Zapier is a platform where you're able to automate everything. So to get an account with Zapier, all you have to do is go to Zapier.com. On Zapier.com, you create an account. And here, I'm not going to get too much into it because it is a lot more technical. But to use Zapier, you can go ahead and contact their support, ask them about how you can connect your Facebook lead ads with your CRM. That way, instead of getting your leads directly from Facebook, which is exporting a file, all you have to do is create the Zap It's called a zap. Zapier calls it a zap, which is basically another word for transferring your information from Facebook to your CRM or Google Sheets, whatever you have. And the reason I do this for your Facebook, for the lead ads, is to transfer them to a CRM, which gives you the option of creating drip campaigns. So that way it eliminates you from the follow-up process as much as possible. Again, if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and send me an email. The email that you guys want to go ahead and send an email to, I'll add it here, is info@viraltactics.co. Not .com, it's just .co, exactly how it is there. All you guys have to do is send me an email and say, I was in the live. Once you put that as the message, I'm gonna go ahead and send over the chatbot. I'm gonna go ahead and send over this document here that gives you everything for your Facebook ads, and you're gonna have direct access to myself to ask me any questions. Any questions, Paul? Anything so far in the comments?
Yeah, so a couple different comments. One of the questions that they're asking about is the cost per day. Do we have to spend $11? What happens if you spend less? What happens if you spend more?
Yeah, that's a really good question. The $11 per day budget gives you around the 80 leads every single month, but you don't have to go ahead and do that. You can go ahead and start it with as little as $5 per day or $10, whatever is comfortable for you. You could go ahead and do that. But of course, the more money you spend, the more leads you're going to get, the higher your chances are of getting a conversion with those leads.
So that was one of the questions. I'm going through them right now. I think that might be it. In terms of anybody, if you have any other questions, post them on the, someone's asking for your email, but his email, he just typed it in. So it's viraltactics.co, not .com, right?
Yeah, not .com. That domain was too expensive. I think they're selling it for like $10,000 right now. So I had to go with the .co.
Yeah, that's called domain parking.
Yep.
All right. So info@viraltactics.co. That's his email. Thanks, Grant. I saw that you just shared that with him. Okay. Any other questions or comments?
Anything else that you guys want, even just a little bit clarity of? I know I did go through a lot. It is a little bit confusing, especially if you aren't familiar with Facebook advertising. So any type of question is totally viable. If you guys have anything that could make your experience creating these ads easier, go ahead and just drop them in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer them, because I know, again, when I started off with Facebook advertising, it was something daunting. I'm a lot more familiar with the platform now, so I might have used some words that are not familiar to you guys. And I just want to make sure that we're all clear with all the steps that we have to take with creating this advertisement. So anything that you guys have a question with, whether it be the chatbot or create why I went ahead and chose that certain language for the ad, or why I chose those pictures, anything you guys need, go ahead and drop them in.
So I have Sam who's asking if this system will work for any other business.
So Sam, when you mean any other business, are you talking about another niche, or is it?
Yeah, another niche. I don't think he's talking about real estate. And the truth is, it does work for any other business, because you see the ads and you see people that are actually successfully doing it already in other businesses, not just in real estate. So yeah, to answer your question, Sam, I've seen it. I know it does. I have Hector Hector is asking a good question. And this is important, because a lot of times people are going to say, well, look, I saw this and I enjoyed it and I learned a lot, but the truth is, I don't want to do it. Can I just get Steve to do it for me?
Yeah, of course. If you guys want me to go ahead and take all of this for you, the email that I provided, which is here, I'll highlight it. This email is the best email to contact me. So just say I was on the live, and then Paul and I will go ahead and I'll go ahead and give you guys a Paul discount for being on the live with us, and get you started as soon as you guys are ready to go. And then just to add for what Sam was asking, it is definitely it works with any other type of business, but it's not in this structure here. For example, for car dealers, I do it different. For chiropractors, it's different. Dentists, it's all different. But in terms of getting leads through Facebook, it's possible for any type of business. That is how Paul said that it's happening, and it works for other businesses.
Cool. Okay, so a couple things that I did want to talk about that I had some notes on and some questions. This will work, and you will get leads. And like Steve said, the pipeline will fill fast. So here's the deal. You have to get good at following up, all right? Because I don't care how many leads you have. I don't care if you're getting 80 a month. I don't care if you're getting 200 a month. If you aren't committed to following up with these leads, you're not going to have success, whether you hire Steve to do it for you or whether you do it on your own. The key here and the fortune here is in the follow-up. So the biggest challenge that I see most agents have is that the lead comes in, they send them one email, they send them one text, and then they give up on them. You're going to have to follow up with them, and you may have to follow up with them 5, 6, 7, 8 times before they actually respond. So you got to understand that your pipeline is going to fill. You are going to have to follow up with them. You're going to have to use as many tools as you possibly can to communicate with them on a regular basis. And so Steve talked about Zapier, and I'm a huge, huge fan of Zapier. In fact, I posted a video on our private Facebook group on how to automate stuff. You really want to make sure that you use it. So again, the pipeline is going to fill fast. Make sure that you're following up. All right. I mean, look, if you tried to reach out to them at least 5 to 7 to 10 times and they're not responding to you and they're not cooperating, or the email's bad, I get it. Mark it as a dead lead and move on. But if you're using a CRM, the CRM should be contacting those people for you, and you want to let the CRMs do the work for you and the automation do the work for you. But don't just give up after 1 or 2 attempts. All right. 1 or 2 attempts is an amateur. A professional knows that the magic happens around the 5th or 6th or 7th attempt at trying to get a hold of them. That's the first thing. Facebook approval process will take, sometimes I've had it take, and me that I do a lot of advertising on Facebook, it's taken me up to like 48 hours to 72 hours in some cases. And I usually get pretty good approval because I've done a lot of advertising with them. So just don't freak out if your ad doesn't get approved. Within the first 10, 15 minutes, it doesn't work that way. Sometimes it could take up to 2 to 3 days, depending on like what their flow is like. I don't know if you've experienced that, Steve, or not.
Yeah, that's definitely happened to me a lot of times. Especially if it's a newer ad account, it is going to take you a little bit longer. So if you guys are just starting off your ad account, don't be startled when it takes more than a day or 2. Yeah,
don't freak out. Okay. Second thing, Facebook page. So I noticed that when you did the Facebook business page, right?
Yeah.
Our Facebook business page was generic. It wasn't the agent promoting themselves. In other words, when you have, and this is what people have to wrap their brains around, is that you have your Facebook account, but that is not your Facebook business page. You have your personal account, and then you have to set up a business page, and you have to set up a business account to be able to create the business page. And then when they do that, you created a generic one. You didn't create one where they're branding themselves. So are you seeing more success when people use a generic page versus them self-branding, or vice versa?
That's a great question. Yeah, that's a good point too to make. Yes, I do it for a purpose, and that's because that type of page goes ahead and brings in more results, more chances of going ahead and getting a lead compared to a personal Facebook page. So as you saw how I created the page, I'll go back to it. That page doesn't have a portrait of the realtor. All it has is, for example, if I was doing Pasadena here, I would probably put Old Town Pasadena's Colorado Boulevard and probably a picture of the city hall. It's about the community. It's not about the realtor. The realtor doesn't get presented up until the chatbot, or if you have a CRM that follows up with them, the initial text or the initial email that goes out to them.
So Angel Rooker is asking some really good questions. So she's asking us, how many Facebook business pages should you have?
only the ones that you need. So really, for a buyer campaign, you only need one. If you want to go ahead and, I mean, for example, like these ad account, these pages here, this page here, people in places of Los Angeles County, is only used to advertise. If you want to create a page for another reason, then you could go ahead and do that, but make sure that it's getting used. If you're going to create a seller campaign, then create another page for a sellers, but that usually you only need two. I don't advertise at all on personal, basically branding pages. I don't do that for real estate, but I do go ahead and create pages for specific listings. For example, if a listing needs to get sold, I create a page specifically for that listing. So 123 Main Street is the page name, and that page is where people could go and check out the house, pictures, price, specs, all of that.
Okay. And then they would just advertise promoting that property.
Exactly. Yeah. Using that's why I do that. I create that page to go ahead and advertise it, and the ad comes directly from the house.
So Angel is also asking us, does Facebook customer service how do you reach them? Well, the wonderful thing about Facebook is there is no telephone number to get a hold of them. You can only get a hold of them through their platform, and you have to submit a ticket. And so that's as far as I know, unless you know something that I don't know, Steve, you're not going to get a hold of them on the phone. You just have to submit a ticket in an email.
Yeah. So once you go ahead and create your ad account and you spend a good enough money with Facebook, some people get access to it. All you have to type into Google is business Facebook help. I believe it should be this page. Click on that link here, and you're able to go ahead and chat with them. So once you get into this page here, you're gonna scroll down, and you're gonna see this: still need help, find answers, or contact support. You're gonna click on get started. You're gonna scroll down more. Okay, let me see. Oh, actually, yeah, I'm on the right page. So we're gonna click on whatever we need help with. So let's say we need help with ads, and then right now we're gonna scroll down. You see where it says need more help, contact support. All you have to do is click on chat with a representative. That'll take you directly to the messenger, and you'll be able to go ahead and give them a call. Sometimes also, once you spend a good enough money with them, you'll get a dedicated Facebook rep reaching out to you. So you'll have direct contact to him or her.
Yeah, Angel, you just have to sit tight and wait till they respond. I mean, I wish I had a better answer for you, but you either go through the chat or you email them, and then you're at the mercy of the Facebook gods.
Yep, that's true.
We're all there. So, okay. Sam, I just messaged you. I use HubSpot myself. HubSpot is pretty general CRM that you can apply to any business, just to answer your question. All right. Another thing that I wanted to talk about. Okay. So the chatbot. So we were talking about ManyChat. Now, ManyChat costs $10 a month, but I think it's free for your first 500 subscribers, guys. So the reason that I like ManyChat is because it allows you to communicate with them through the chatbot and through Facebook. But more importantly, here's the other thing. It allows you to create automation. And I don't want to confuse anybody here, because now we're talking about ads and then we're going into chatbots. But you can actually create what are called sequences. So once they respond to your chatbot, the minute they respond to it, then what you can do is you can actually create it so that they become a subscriber to that chatbot. And then you can create an email campaign that works natively through Facebook, so that way they can get messages from you every 2 weeks that you can create, or every 3 weeks, whatever you'd like to do. So ManyChat is a great tool. I don't know if I can take the screen back.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you want, I could go ahead and
stop. Let me see if I can show them what we're talking about here really, really fast. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Or I could just hijack it this way. That way, okay.
Yeah, and so like how Paul mentioned, the sequences, think of them just as follow-ups directly through Facebook's platform. That way you don't have to get them through text or through email. And how Paul mentioned, Facebook ManyChat is free up to 500 subscribers. And the template that I would be giving you guys when you transfer it onto ManyChat, it's the free template. So you guys don't have to worry about any cost starting out. But down the line, once you guys start getting your pipeline a little bit more, once you guys start filling your pipeline, you're definitely going to want to look into upgrading the chatbot so you guys could take advantage of the sequences that you're able to do with ManyChat.
Okay, so really quick, what I was saying was you create this chatbot, and so if you look at what are called automation, these are just emails that can go out automatically for you. Actually, I don't have one here. I have one for my personal. But the minute they join, they become an audience. I don't want to show too much of that. And what happens is that once you create this, then you can go and you can do broadcasts and you can send messages to all of them. So I'm not going to go into it too much because I don't want to confuse anybody, but let's just stop there. Buyer lead and Zillow. Okay, so let's talk about the photos. And I appreciate you recommending that we just download the photos from Zillow. Lately, that has become a dangerous topic for us as agents. Especially because now we're running into copyright infringement, just so you know, Steve. So as agents for us, I'm going to recommend, now, if you guys need pictures, what I will do is I have a Shutterstock account, and what I can do is download, 15 to 20 generic homes that would apply for the neighborhoods that we're servicing, and then I'll put them in a public folder and you guys can download it. That way I have the licensing for it, because we can run into problems with other agents claiming that they're that we're taking their photos, or home sellers or home buyers saying that home sellers saying that we're using their photos, or the photographers saying that we're using their photos and they were the ones that took them and that they have rights to those images. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, as long as the pictures, I guess I should say, as long as the pictures they look like the neighborhood that you're advertising in, then that's completely fine. And around the price range that you're advertising at.
Absolutely. So just as a courtesy, what I'll probably do is I'll get some generic homes that would still probably apply and they could pass for homes in the neighborhoods that we're going after. I'll create a public folder. I'll share that in the Facebook group, only because I don't want us running into any problems with the photos. Okay. What else? MLS link. Okay. So you talked about that and you ran into it just briefly. I'm going to show everyone really fast what you were referencing when it comes to the CRMLS. So if we go in here and we do a quick search, residential detail, and then we do for all the homes in 91105, doing this in real time. We go within a mile. It should give me, wow, that sucks. 911.
I usually just go on city and then put whatever city it is.
So we got 44 matches, and if we're saying we want the ones that are between, now mind you, again, this is for those of you that are like the DIYers, right? If you're not gonna want to do this yourself, no problem, give Steve a call. But if I want to find the ones that are between 600 to 800, right? There's none, there's 4 in that price match. So what you would do then is what he referenced, emailing it to yourself, you'd come here and then you would just email that list to yourself. What will happen is you will then get that link and you will use that link as the link that you're giving to those people that are requesting the information on ManyChat.
Exactly.
Right? I hope everybody got that. That's the link that you're going to be sharing on ManyChat. Okay. How much is ManyChat? $10. I already went over that. Okay, his template, the template that Steve is giving to you guys, I don't think you realize how valuable that is, because the truth is, number one, he's tested it already. It works, but more importantly, learning how to do this, it takes time. And I've learned how to do this, and it took me, 2 or 3 months to get it right. And I'm still learning new things about it, and I'm still adding things to it. For instance, the sequence, these are things that I just recently started implementing into the fact that I was using ManyChat to build an audience. So I really want you guys to understand how valuable what he's giving to you guys is. Okay, that template that he's giving to you took him a lot of time and man hours to create. That's why when he was showing it to you, I told him that I wanted to show you the simple flow as opposed to the whole map, because it probably would have confused most people. I know that when I first saw it, it seemed pretty scary to me. Okay. Automation, we already talked about automation. So Zapier, I'm going to show you guys really, really fast, a screenshot. So they're called Zaps. I did a video on this. So when a seller comes in, let me just show you what happens. Seller comes in, I subscribe to a variety of different tools too, including the Facebook advertising. Lead comes in, it puts it in my top producer, it puts it in my HubSpot, it sends them an automated email. They get a video email from me. It goes into my spreadsheet on Google. It adds them to MailChimp. It creates a contact. Oh, and by the way, they get a text message from me as well. That's Zapier. Okay, that too is going to cost you money. You can probably get an account for like 25 bucks a month. But the key here is that this automates everything for you. And then I have one with ManyChat as well. It's just not here right now, but I'll show that later. Shutterstock images I already talked about. Oh, privacy policy. Okay, so we talked about that. I would prefer that just to keep things safe, we don't use the Keller Williams privacy policy. We have our own privacy policy within the company. It's a generic page under the REH website. I'll send that to you, Steve, so that anybody that does use your services, you can just put that in the ManyChat for them.
You got it.
Okay, so we have our own privacy policy, you guys. Use our own, don't use anybody else's. And I think that is about it. We were able to pull this off in an hour. Any other questions before I let Steve go? I'm looking at the comments. No, I think that is it. I think
Awesome.
that is it.
Awesome.
Okay, Steve, listen, I appreciate you taking the time to share this. I'm sure that you're going to get some calls. You're going to get, I can share you the slides that you sent with us, right?
Yeah. All of this is you guys, if you guys want to look over it, I'm sure the live stays on Facebook. So if you guys want to go over the video again, then feel free to do that. Again, if you guys want the whole template of the wording and everything that has to go into the ad, just send me an email at info@viraltactics.co. And I'll go ahead and send you the template along with the link to transfer the chatbot.
Yeah, can you do it? Shoot me that link too. I'm going to private message you, Steve. Shoot me that
You got
link so that I could take advantage of that as well.
You got it.
Any other questions before I let him go? Going once, guys. I'm looking at the screen. Going twice. All right, guys, it's 10:03 Wednesday morning. Let's get to work. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you for having me, Paul.
No problem.
Bye-bye.
Bye.